Welcome to Sipping Tea with V, y'all. It's your girl V Brown, and before we get into tonight's episode, let me sip my tea. That's some good ass tea. Let me tell y'all what I'm sipping on. So tonight I'm sipping on some Crown Royal Apple. Y'all get into that. I think this is the best Crown Royal out on the market, the Apple brand. And then with that, I'm just drinking it with some Sprite. I call that my ratchet cocktail. Usually I drink that on my Love and Hip Hop nights, my Mob Wife nights, my nights when I'm watching more ratchet television. To me, Housewives isn't really ratchet, but I didn't feel like opening a bottle of Bailey, so this is what we get. We're going to drink some ratchet cocktail tonight, okay? We're going to go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 8, Episode 11. Now, let me just tell y'all. I really feel like this season, every Real Housewife is getting an episode. And tonight was Phaedra's episode. So the episode is titled, Miss Parks Goes to Washington. As if she's the only one that went to Washington, but I get where they were going with the whole theme of the show, but we'll see, y'all. Let's get into it. We start this episode off with the woman of the hour, Miss Phaedra Parks, packing with Aiden for their trip to Washington, D.C. She calls Kim to let her know that she's excited about going on the trip. She then gets a call while she's on the line with Kim, and lets Kim know that she has to click over. Lo and behold, it's Apollo calling from prison. And she picks up. She answers the phone. You know how Apollo's been going around. I don't know if y'all follow the story, but I follow most of the celebs that I talk about on shows. I follow them in real life just to see, what's the tea and what's really going on for real. And if the show is telling the truth or half truth or whatever. Child, if y'all follow Phaedra outside of the Real Housewives of Atlanta show, you would know that Apollo has been saying Miss Phaedra Parks has not been answering his calls, okay? So she did answer the phone, but my thing is, was it all for TV? Because when we're going to get back to that, but I just want to know, was it all for TV? What y'all think? I'm going to sip my tea on that and let y'all marinate for a second. So we got Kandi and Todd riding, talking about parenting rules, do's and don'ts that they will and won't allow their child to do. Then they get on to talk about the restaurant. Now, come to find out, the restaurant will be built off of Kandi's auntie's recipes. So her aunties and her mother, their family recipes is what the restaurant will basically be built off of. Now, I don't know if the aunties will have to work for Kandi and Todd. I mean, will they get paid for their recipes? How will that work? It just gets real iffy when it comes to putting family and business, and I just would hate to see that just really mess things up for them. Now, moving off of that, Kenya is back at her structure, Moore Manor, checking up on the progress. And honey, ain't nothing happened. Nothing happened, okay? It's still a structure. She has to face the fact that her house will not be move-in ready in 3 months. It doesn't seem like much has happened or been done since we last saw. Cynthia walked in and can look right up to the second floor and see Kenya looking down. Cynthia struggled getting up the stairs with no rail to hold on to. Now, I know they were taping and everything, and she was doing it for the love of taping and all that stuff. But honey, if it was me, I would have made my way up them stairs. No rail. First of all, they did not look secure. She's struggling trying to get up them. I wouldn't have did it, honey. No, ma'am. Kenya would have had to come down them stairs. Ain't no progress, bitch. Who? Child. We go back to Phaedra answering Apollo's call. It seems as though he was asking Phaedra a question when she answered the phone. He said, "What's going on with you?" And to deflect the conversation, she said, "Here's Aiden right here." She puts Aiden on the phone so that she won't have to argue with Apollo on TV. Child, I'm telling you, I think this little scene right here, I think it was made for TV, but it ain't none of my business. It ain't none of my business at all. Boop. Phaedra has made it to D.C. with her boys and her full glam squad, honey. The full glam squad. Now, Phaedra's 15 jobs must be paying her good, because a glam squad is not cheap. And also to actually fly them out to D.C., is not cheap. So them 15 jobs that Phaedra got must really be working, child, honey. They must really be working. So Kim is in another room getting herself and her boys ready. Her husband Chris had to work, so it's all on Kim. Now I can tell because everybody else was ready that Kim had a lot on her plate dealing with the boys and then trying to get herself ready and trying to keep a peace of mind and everything. So now Congresswoman Wilson, this is the woman who they met up with, who works at the White House. Congresswoman Wilson is dressed and ready for an old school hoedown in Texas. It's just what it seemed like to me. I'm like, where is she going? Like, who told her this was okay? Why did she choose this outfit? Kim finally made it into the meeting and everything. She made it late, but she made it, child. Phaedra asked the Congresswoman to be her mentor and her program Saving Our Sons. Kim exits stage left when the Congresswoman mentioned that people really don't like black boys. She said she remembers a young boy asking her, where are the prisons for white boys? Kim felt that was too much for her boys. She had a come to Jesus talk with them, a come to Jesus moment with them. She pulled him to the side, her 8-year-old son, and talked to him, and tried to explain away what the woman was, what Congresswoman Wilson was saying. Now, what I will say, and Congresswoman Wilson may have not said it in the best way, but what she did say was the truth, and that's just my opinion. Finally, the moment that I've been wanting to see the whole episode was Kenya's aunt stops by unannounced, may I add, unannounced, with her cousin, with Kenya's cousin, which is Lori's daughter. Now, Lori let her know, they sit down, they get a glass of wine and sit down to have a talk, and Lori let her know that she has to talk to her and say some things that may be difficult for the both of them. She starts off by saying, I love you, but you have to know that I love my sister too. Now, side note, in this moment when Lori said that, I felt like she was really saying, I want you to know I do love you, honey. I do love you. You are my niece and I love you, and I do admit that. But I love my sister just this much more, okay? I love you, but I love my sister just this much more, okay? That's what I felt like she was saying. I'm like, okay. All right. Anyway, she goes on to say, my sister was young and when she found out that she was pregnant. Now, correction. She didn't find herself pregnant. I'm sorry. She said her sister was young when she found herself pregnant. I just want to correct Lori in that moment because she didn't find herself pregnant. This just didn't become bestowed upon her. This wasn't just emptied into her stomach, okay? Your sister had to fuck to get pregnant. She had to have sex to get pregnant, okay? Let's call a spade now. Lori says, I think my sister had every right to give you up. Kenya counters with, I'm not saying she didn't have the right to give me up at 3 days old, but it's like, it's how she treated me when I came back into her life. The things that she said to me, the way she's ignored me. Lori tells her, let it go. Get over it. You have to let it go. And I'm just like, in that moment, I'm like, Lori, I think this is the way your whole family is. I think y'all are a bunch of insensitive bitches. Now, this is how I'm thinking in this moment. Because the way Lori was saying, let it go, get over it. You had your mom in your life, didn't you? Okay, this woman ain't have her mom in her life. Your sister, who, okay, at the time when Kenya was 3 years old, she couldn't handle her. She did not want to have a child. Blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. Okay, I understand that. I completely understand that. So she had to give up her rights and give her to her father's side of the family. I understand that. But when Kenya came back in your life, you had every moment, every opportunity to make up for the times that you were not there, that you could not be there. And you didn't take that advantage of that. Child. Kenya asked, why did Lori leave the family reunion? Lori said that she was called because her sister was uncomfortable in her home by herself when someone comes banging on her door and comes to find out it's you, Kenya. You can tell this is weighing on Kenya because, child, them gray hairs. You know, Kenya keeps up on the dyeing of her hair, but honey, them gray hairs are poking out everywhere. Just peek, 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 speak, I say, oh, Kenya must really be stressed out behind this. Now, her cousin tells Kenya, honestly, that her mother is missing out on being in her life. She says, listen, I've been sharing my mother with you for years. If you want my mother, you can have my mother. Like, let's move on and let's get over this. Now, I thought that was sweet of her, but it's not the same. I mean, Lori is not Kenya's mother, so how can she say, thank you for being my mother or being a motherly figure, but you're not my mother? I mean, you're not. So, child, anyway, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button so that you can stay update and in tune with me when I'm doing my reviews and recaps, okay? Hit that subscribe button right there, or right there, or right there, or somewhere down there above the description box, okay? Hit that subscribe button for me, y'all. Alright, so back to Phaedra and the ladies, Sheree, Kim, and Portia. They head to a luncheon. Kim's children are over it, point blank, and the period, okay? Aiden is like, they don't even know what I like to eat, so how they gonna set up food for me, and they don't even know what I want to eat. I don't feel like okay, now, let me just give y'all a rundown. So, while the ladies was at the luncheon, Kim was having trouble with her 2-year-old son. I think he's almost 2 years old. I think he's like 18 months. She was having troubles with him. It's his nap time. He's tired and cranky. They're moving around in one place, out to the next place. And kids really don't like that. Do I feel like this was a full kids trip? No, I do not. I feel like the kids should have just been at the Million Man March and got the history behind that and not had to go to all of these Congress meetings and all that. I don't think that was for the kids. So I can understand where kids were coming from, being aggravated and irritated and agitated because they are children. There were no fun events or activities for them. So Kim, once again, has to exit because her son is crying and acting up and everything. But right before they could take the group picture, Kim had to leave out to go back to the truck. Now, I don't feel like Sheree had the sympathy for Kim that like Phaedra did. She says Kim should travel with a team, but she didn't marry a man with buku amount of money. I mean, I don't know what Chris does for a living, but that's just an observation. I don't think he's a man who, makes a substantial amount of money. She wants to be hands-on with her kids, and I don't find anything wrong with that. I think that's even better than having a team. For you to be able to do everything yourself, I'd say, kudos to you. But don't, try to put everything on yourself, and then when you can't handle it, that's when the problem comes in. Don't do that. So anyway, moving along, Kandi and Todd get the families together for a family dinner. They are basically trying to butter up the family for this restaurant idea. Bertha says she's the best cook in the family. But then when Todd says what the idea is that he had, him and Kandi have to have a family restaurant, she immediately says, "Oh, I don't cook. No, I don't cook." I love Aunt Bertha. I really do, y'all. I think the idea of having the restaurant, behind the premises of the sisters, I think that's a good idea. It's different, and it's something more family oriented. So I think I like it. I like the idea. I don't know about the Wanted and all that sisters, best soul cooking sisters or whatever in the South. I don't know about all that, but I think it's a great idea. I do. Now the ladies are back together on the day of the Million Man March. Cairo, Sheree's 19-year-old son, made it in time. He has definitely grown up, y'all. He definitely has grown up. The boy is 6'6", and Portia is definitely alert and aware that he is 19 years old, 6'6", and a cutie, patootie, okay? She let that be known. Phaedra said he's old enough. Baby, Sheree put that phone call on hold quick. Old enough for what? You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Y'all know Sheree don't play about her kids. That's one thing. We didn't get to see Sheree a lot this season, but one thing we know and we can always remember is Sheree does not play about her kids, okay? She'll get on that ass. Now, they arrive at the actual Million Man March, only for Kim to say, "Okay, ladies, I have to go. I have a flight to catch." At this point, I'm like, wait, what? Wait a damn minute now. Hold up. You came all the way to D.C. for the Million Man March event. only to get to the event and say, oh, I gotta go. Now, but she had an event to host and be a part of that is also for a great cause. And she has to make her coin. I understand that, girl. We all gotta make our coinage because we got to live and survive, and we got, things to do, bills to take care of, kids to take care of. I ain't got no kids, but I understand, So I wasn't mad, but of course, some people that were there were salty. Now the day was long, and Phaedra was hungry as hell. But the thing that Phaedra did after the speeches, bringing the mothers of slain sons together to tell their stories to the women, was amazing. These things are happening right under our noses, and I'm just like, what can we do about it? How can we bring more awareness to it? How do we teach our cousins, nephews, uncles, brothers? How can we teach them and make them learn about this and see this? And I think it's just based on keeping it in front of them and letting them know this is what's going on in the world. It's not all about fashion trends or TV and TV shows. This is what's going on in the world, okay? Now, the Queen Bee is back, y'all. The Queen Bee of all Housewives, all right? The whole Housewives franchise, she is back. We have Cynthia getting together a snack time for a special guest, Miss Nene Leakes, okay? She makes her entrance back into Cynthia's life. They sit and talk about things that have happened between them. I like the fact that no one tried to place blame. It's been a long time coming, and this is much needed. Shoot, they even had the time needed to talk about Nene blocking Cynthia on all social media sites. Now, that's how you really get a person. Ain't no arguing, bitch. We ain't going back and forth, bitch. What I'm going to do is block you, bitch. And it's going to be like this. Block, block, block on all social media sites. Now I ain't got to see your face and you ain't got to see mine. So ain't no arguing, bitch. What's up? The mistake that Cynthia might have made during this talk is saying that Kenya was her girl. I said, that's it. This friendliness is over. Nene about to walk out on your ass. Nene hit her ass with, oh really? That's your friend. That's your girl. Cynthia backtracked and backpedaled real quick. She said, well, we're cool, but no one could ever replace the friendship between Nene and myself. Bloop. See how quick people switch up and turn around? So Kenya, boo, y'all ain't really that close how you think y'all are. Is it me or is Bravo trying to underhandedly, real slightly, replace our Real Housewives of Atlanta with these Potomac chicks? Just hear me when I say this. I think they trying to replace our girls. I don't know if it's true or not, but we will see. How about that? I'm going to sip my tea on this episode, y'all. This wasn't a bad episode, once again. It just wasn't the best episode. I feel like we didn't get a lot of all the girls. We just got one girl with little stories around them. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to be coming right back to y'all on my next review, and it'll be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Damn, see, I can't even forget about my girls, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. The next review that I'm going to be doing that's coming up right next, so y'all can go slide right on over to that video, is Real Housewives of Potomac. Potomac? I think that's how you say it. Y'all definitely go check out that video. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Subscribe, like, and share. Mwah. Remember, always sip tea and keep it sweet. Bye-bye.